right now on Denver 7 News at 6.
They're leaving. The Broncos fans are bailing.
Bruised and battered, but are the Broncos broken?
End of the day, I got to be better. I got to play better.
The offense is going through some adversity, and I believe that they're going to get through this.
We hear you, Broncos country. You're tired of excuses after another embarrassing loss.
That was the most pathetic game I have ever seen in my life. I think they need to hack it.
Russell Wilson is doing no good at all.
This morning, our team is getting real about what needs to be done to turn this season around.
We got to get real now, right?
How long is our list? Oh, man.
The voicemails,
So many
Danny's
things.
just telling me the voicemails.
Hundreds
of
I don't even know how we have a voicemail system that can hold them all.
I know, that's right. It started automatically deleting them.
Yeah.
But, hope on the horizon. Hockey season starts next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's Friday.
Yeah.
So,
and then baseball next April. So
yeah, that's right. So we're
don't know.
always looking ahead. There's
All
always
right.
hope. Kind of starting to feel a little more like hockey season out there, a little cooler.
Yeah, it's as if Mother Nature's crying
Listening,
for us
yeah.
this morning. She's
Crying all
sad
over
as
the
well.
roads.
Take a look. We do have some areas of, patchy, thick fog out there, especially up and near the foothills. At low 40s this morning, your exercise forecast. It's a cool one. Yesterday we were well into the 70s. Today you're looking at upper 40s by lunch, and then highs are only going to be in the mid to upper 50s. Now you really don't see much on satellite and radar. It kind of shoots right over some of that low-lying cloud cover, but we do have a lot of cloud cover here as that cold front is backing in along the Front Range this morning. So it's going to make it dreary out there. Here's the view from Westminster. You're going to find fog, drizzle this morning, some wet roads in areas, and not much of a warm up. This is going to be it for highs today. Mid to upper 50s here this afternoon. It's actually going to be warmer and sunnier in the mountains this morning and this afternoon. We'll take a closer look at that coming up. A few showers today. A beautiful weekend ahead, though. I have your full Super 7 day in just a few minutes.
Yeah, Mother Nature is crying all over the roadways right now. It is a little bit wet in spots. We do have that fog in place. This is up in Boulder right now, where you can see the wet roads at Foothills and Arapahoe. You can also see from the quad split some of the foggy conditions that we have around town, including out to the west side of town. There's up at Foothills. You can't see I-70 rather here at I-70 in Genesee, where the Buffalo Herd overlook is across Mile High. You can actually see the roadway. Not that you want to look at the stadium. Maybe hold your breath as you're passing through there. Take a look at the drive that we have out to the airport. There is a crash right here. It's showing yellow past it. It's really confined to Tower Road on the outbound side of Pena Boulevard. Maybe an extra 2 or 3 minutes if you're going to be coming back from the airport here in just a little bit, with those speeds dropping down just a bit as well. All the overnight construction's been picked up, which is good news. Still looking at those wet roadways and some visibility issues in some places this morning.
Well, Broncos country might be tired of booing this morning.
Are they tired of it? Yeah, I don't know.
Disappointing, down to the wire, overtime loss at Empower Field. It was ugly. Not a single touchdown in the entire game.
Yeah, Russell Wilson and the offense just couldn't get any traction at all. That's putting it mildly, really. Denver 7 sports director Lionel Bienvenu doesn't pull any punches here.
Well, the Broncos lost to the terrible and awful Colts on Thursday night. So what does that make the Broncos? That makes them worse than terrible and awful. They were embarrassing at Empower Field at Mile High. Okay, not the defense. They got 6 sacks on Matt Ryan, and Caden Stearns got 2 interceptions, and they held the Colts without a touchdown. But somehow, some way, Russell Wilson, the offense, found a way to lose it. Russell has regressed from a 9-time Pro Bowler and a Super Bowl champion all the way back to high school JV. He's made terrible decisions, mind-boggling interceptions. He's missing wide-open receivers Thursday night. He looks like he is lost out there. Let's pick up the game in the fourth quarter. Broncos up 9-6, 3rd and 13. Russ under pressure. He just threw it up. No receiver anywhere near it. He threw it up. It was picked. Broncos fans were throwing up. Then it got worse. Red zone with just over 2 minutes to play. The Broncos still leading. All it needs is a field goal here. Russ was picked again. The Colts were still alive. Unbelievable. And they drove it all the way down in 5 seconds left. A field goal, tied 9-9 going to overtime. What did the fans do to deserve more of this misery? Well, a lot of them left. Colts got a field goal. They're up 12-9. What happens on 4th and 1? Russ tries to force a pass. It was incomplete. KJ Hamler was wide open. Russ didn't see him.
let the team down tonight.
I know Russell feels bad about that game, but it's not just on him. It's on all of us. It's the entire team.
All right, we got 11 days now until the next game. That's in L.A. against the Chargers on Monday Night Football. That game is right here on Denver 7 as well. Until that game, though, the Broncos and Russell Wilson will be under fire from national sports media, local sports media, radio talk shows, and, of course, fans in Broncos country. It's going to be ugly for a few days, and then hopefully we can look forward to the Chargers game and a chance for the Broncos to get out of this funk. All right, we'll have much more later coming up on Denver 7 Sports. We'll see you then.
Yeah, we're not there yet. We're not ready to move on yet. We got to hear the fans out, right? And I think Danny has been working overtime trying to get all those messages.
Yes, collective frustrations, obviously, on our voicemail, our Broncos hotline from overnight. Danny, any messages of hope out there?
Yeah.
Okay, I just got done. We got over 500 voicemails, and then we just started.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. We literally, last check, it was at 502. A lot came in to answer your question. Yes, there were some.
really?
Some positives?
Well, there were some,
Really?
but for the most part, as you can imagine, most of that 502 did not exactly feature ample joy.
What the hell was that? Like, are you kidding me?
This game was the worst game I've ever seen.
I know they say ride or die for your team, but damn, like what the hell? We might as well die at this point.
Call out the State National Guard. I think the Broncos coaching staff and the offense are lost in the mountains of Colorado.
As far as Wilson, I think the package we ordered from Seattle got damaged on the way to Denver because this is not what we ordered, man.
Russell Wilson, no soup for you.
The offense earned their name. They were very offensive.
The Broncos have a big problem with their coaching. Nathaniel Hatchett.
Do your job as a coach. Stop being their buddies and get their butts kicked and get them in gear.
In the last play of the game, a 4th and 1, and they go into a spread formation. That was Nathaniel Hatchett's problem.
I think they need to hack it.
I don't think the Broncos could beat their way out of a wet paper bag at this point. Just freaking pathetic.
This is a message for the Denver Broncos. Gotta think positive. Good job defense tonight. Offense, it's going to get better. Hang in there, buddies. Defense, good job in tonight's game. Offense, need a little positive going your way. I've seen you play better, and I know you can. Go for it. Go Broncos.
That was nice.
That was nice. Sorry, we decided to blur some of the video to save everybody at home so they have to watch it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's
what
and
that
a
was.
new nickname is brewing that isn't good.
Nathaniel Hatchett.
Ouch.
Hackett.
Hatchet. Yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing, like, we don't really have to say anything on the air because the fans are thinking it and they will gladly express it.
And so creatively, I love it.
I know, yeah. The no soup for you, as a Seinfeld fan, I appreciate that. But as always, that voicemail hotline is open for you so you can either vent or share excitement. We want to experience that with you. So that number is 303-832-0111. Please call. We will go through all 502, maybe.
If there's room.
If they can handle it.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Danny. No problem.
Well, in other news this morning, President Biden is taking historic action on marijuana. He announced he'll pardon people convicted of possession at the federal level, and he's encouraging state governors to do the same. Attorney and Denver 7 reporter Jessica Crawford joins us now. And Jessica, obviously this is huge for the 6,500 people with those federal convictions, but Biden is already planning to take this a step further.
Yeah, not only planning, in fact, he already has. So this could really signal an overall shift in how the country handles marijuana cases. And the way that the president has already taken this a step further is by talking to the Department of Health and Human Services and also talking to Attorney General Merrick Garland about actually changing the scheduling of marijuana. So currently marijuana is classified as a Schedule I drug, and that means that by federal law it's considered to have no currently acceptable medical use and a high potential for abuse. So here's why that matters. A drug schedule sets the groundwork for the federal regulation of that controlled substance. So Schedule I and Schedule II drugs face the strictest federal regulations. Schedule I drugs are effectively illegal federally. For anything outside of research, Schedule II drugs can be used for limited medical purposes. Current scheduling leaves some marijuana users open to prosecution. The president also acknowledged that many people's lives have been made more difficult by federal marijuana laws, saying in part that criminal records for weed have led to barriers to employment, housing, and educational opportunities, and that people of color often face the harshest consequences. We spoke with Wanda James, the first black woman to own a legally licensed marijuana dispensary in the country.
And we have to remember that time and time and time again, how many black and brown people's lives have been destroyed over this. So while this is great for business, great for commerce, great for creating generational wealth, it is imperative that we recognize the human toll that the drug war has taken on American citizens over the last 100 years.
And the president also encouraged governors to pardon simple marijuana charges, and that's something that Governor Polis has already done. So back in 2020 and also in 2021, he pardoned thousands of people who had simple marijuana charges, and those were people who possessed either 1 to 2 ounces of marijuana. Live in Denver, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Jessica. President Biden will be visiting Colorado next week on Wednesday to designate Camp Hale a national monument. Camp Hale, which is near Leadville, served as the training site for the 10th Mountain Division, which fought in the mountains of Italy during World War II.
Want to take a live look at Red Rocks. Yes, this is Red Rocks. This morning, looking down the steps toward the stage. You'd never know it, of course, because of all the fog out there. It is so thick. Lisa is here now to see when this will clear out, because we are expecting a pretty nice weekend.
Yeah, we've got one day of this, and then by this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, you're going to find more sunshine. Yeah, not only the fog, but also when you get in basically one of those clouds, you're going to see some of the drizzle too, so the roads will be wet. Jason has more on that coming up, but this is the view from City Park looking off to the west, all the lights bouncing off the clouds. Look how chilly it is, 38 degrees. That's out at DIA. We're in the low 40s right now here in Denver, highs only in the 50s. It will get warmer this weekend. We'll take a look at that full weekend forecast on the Super 7 Day coming up.
Yeah, up in Fort Collins, you can see at Jefferson and College how wet the roadways are. We have some fog in the area as well, so it's going to be a wet drive even in Fort Collins, Greeley, Loveland, depending on where you're going to the north. We also have a minor crash coming after I-25 along westbound 6th Avenue to get off at Federal there. It's at the top of the ramp. Just watch out for first responders if you're just about to head out to westbound 6th Avenue, exiting there at Federal.
It is an 80s Halloween tradition I, for one, am excited to see come back. Why your kids could be happier with this Happy Meal, or maybe more so the adults.
Yeah, and all the treats that come with it. With the holidays around the corner, maybe you're considering a family vacation. There are 2 areas of the world that will pay you to visit them.